Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here, and today we're going to be making a tier list for the returning Pokemon in the Crown Tundra that comes out in just a few days on the 22nd. Now, I did this before for the Isle of Armor and it was a lot of fun. It's a speculation video, but I'll be using my, I guess, competitive knowledge to assess where these Pokemon will be basically fitting in the tiers. So not necessarily when it starts, obviously, because everything ends up in OU or either gets automatically banned, but like for example where Sceptile will be 2-3 months from now type of thing. So we're gonna be talking about this. It should be a lot of fun. It's just you know, a really fun video, and of course if you do enjoy it, leave a like, sub, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So Jinx, we're gonna be starting off with Jinx, and big shout out to Pedro. I think he put these in order of when they actually came out. Never mind, I see Nidoking and Nidoqueen over here. But it looked, besides that, I'm probably wrong though. But Jinx. So Jinx has an actual pretty cool inclusion with the Crown Tundra. Jinx now has access to Future Sight, which I think has a lot of use on spec sets. Previously, I think that the best Jinx would be like Nasty Plot, Lovely Kiss, Focus Blast, and Ice Beam, or Psychic, depending on what you're doing. But I can never see Jinx going higher than NU, right? And in current NU as well, which has a million Pokemon that use U-turn, right? Ninjask basically runs NU right now in terms of using U-turn. The water types that Jinx has dry skin for as well all threaten it with Wishy-Washy, for example, knocks it out with U-turn as well. And again, the tier is basically U-turn the tier. So I don't think Jinx will personally have a spot in the tier, and then the fire types are actually really good as well. And on top of that, they are faster than Jinx, being Rapidash and Ninetale, so they're good in their current tier. So while I do think that Jinx offers something unique in terms of sleeping into Nasty Plot, I don't think it has enough power to kind of use that to its advantage. But when it comes down to PU is obviously a completely different tier, right? Pokemon are slower, there are not as many good dark types as well. There's like what, Morpeko, and then yeah, Liepard, which are both Pokemon that don't want to switch into Ice Beam from Jinx anyway. Jinx doesn't even have to Focus Blast, and I think that the thing that would push Jinx over the edge in that tier is a Choice Specs Future Sight set with like something paired with like Unfezant. So the way I see it is, I think Jinx will be PU eventually, and then banned to PUBL. So I'm gonna put in NU for there. Now, it will take time. I'm assuming they're going to do the Crown Tundra thing, so Jinx will start at OU, and then depending on its usage, it'll probably drop all the way down to RU, NU type of thing. But I do think that within the month, 2 months, Jinx will drop back down, and it'll be PU, and then it'll be banned and be PUBL. So I'll put it NU for now. It's just PUBL is technically NU, but you're not NU by usage. So Amistar is another really interesting one. The thing I like about Amistar is it's obviously it's rock typing, and in terms of like what it got, if it got anything new, it did get Liquidation and Pin Missile and Meteor Beam. I think Meteor Beam is the only one that really makes a difference there if you want to use like power Meteor Beam without Shell Smash sets. But the cool thing about Amistar is it is a very violent Shell Smasher. Like it actually has potential to sweep a lot of NU, because I'm automatically leaning towards like NU when it comes to Amistar right now. But it has a lot of potential to threaten NU, and I think that last generation it was PU though. Last generation it was PU, but I also feel like, and again, a generation ran with Ninjas, like a support option could be pretty cool too, with like Stealth Rock, Scald, knockoff type of thing just from Amistar, just to be just straight up supporting the rest of the team and getting rid of heavy duty boots. Even running something like Toxic, of course. Toxic is depending on what metagame you're playing. I'm talking more so about 6v6, but Amistar could do that. But I could see Amistar being like NU/PU again. I think that NU makes a little bit more sense. I think it's a lot more threatening in the PU tier. The PU does have Pharaoh Seed and things like that, and Mach Punch on Hitmonchan. So maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe PU can actually deal with it better than NU will be able to deal with it. But I'm going to say that definitely behind Jinx. I don't think it's as threatening as Jinx, and I think even if it gets a Shell Smash up, there's a few Pokemon that can take it on Thick Fat Appleton probably takes it on. You can have your Heavy Duty Boots Sturdy type mon. So I'm gonna be like PU, NU type of thing. Kabutops. Kabutops is also, and these are all, the thing about Amistar and Kabutops are they're easily Pokemon that can see usage in like UU or RU. If there is rain being ran, like if you're running self-rain. So that doesn't mean, just because they're potentially, you know, down here in terms of where they're tiered, that doesn't mean they don't have viability in higher tiers. I mean, take freaking Quagsire, for example, right? Quagsire is PU, but that doesn't mean that you can't use Quagsire and OU as your stall mon that can take hits, right? Same thing with Pikamuku. So yeah, just the idea behind that, keep that in mind. So like in terms of how good Kabutops is, I do think that it's a little bit more, it's better as an anti-lead, I feel, than like obviously like an Amistar is. So like a Focus Sash, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock type thing. It did get a few buffs with Crown Tundra as well. Rock Blast, Psycho Cut, Cross Poison, Razor Shell, and Leech Life. Now those aren't all the greatest things, just because it has Liquidation and Stone Edge, which is really all you need. But I do like the addition, or the inclusion rather, of Psycho Cut. I think it's pretty cool too. As like, because I've used like Scarf Kabutops as well at times, and yeah, it's just like being able to like hit like a fighting type, even though Liquidation is usually stronger. But something for example, Poliwrath in the NU tier, that could be pretty cool. So if you don't want to run Knockoff as a move, and you already have Stone Edge to hit Pokemon like Jellicent, so I can see Kabutops being like an NU Eskimon. Maybe we might see the rise of like Rain and something. I think PU banned Heat Rock in the tier, so I don't know if Damp Rock is banned in PU, but I can see this thing being like on again a self-rain team and like type of NU type of thing. Now I think Aerodactyl is the coolest thing that we have out of, you know, the fossils, these three fossils right here, because Aerodactyl gets access to Dragon Dance, and Aerodactyl also gets access to Dual Wing Beat and Rock Blast, and I guess on the there's also Psychic Fangs as well, if you want to try that type of thing too. But I mean, I think the coolest thing about Aerodactyl is now you can run Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Dual Wing Beat, and you basically have perfect coverage. Count this with the inclusion of Heavy Duty Boots, meaning it's not going to be taking hazard damage. So Stealth Rock, when it comes in, makes Aerodactyl a giant threat. Honestly, if Mega Aerodactyl comes back, and obviously it's going to keep the exact same thing, and Dual Wing Beat is going to be boosted by Tough Claws, I could see, you know, Mega Aerodactyl being straight up OU, right? But this Aerodactyl, Dual Wing Beat, Heavy Duty Boots, and access to Dragon Dance. I think the big thing about Dragon Dance is the fact that like you cannot revenge kill this thing with Scarfers. Most Scarfers are not going to be faster than a freaking Aerodactyl, right? Especially if it's a freaking Aerodactyl at +1, right? Aerodactyl is a fast as hell Pokemon with base 130 speed. So there's not a lot of Scarfers that are actually faster than this unless you're running like Timid, Scarf, Dragapult, or things around there. So Aerodactyl I can definitely see being more popular, especially because I do think that like all these birds are going to be really good too. I mean, Zapdos is always good, but I think that like a lot of birds coming back. So Articuno, Moltres, Crobat. I'm ignoring like the flat out Ubers. The Therians obviously as well, and I think that's all the birds besides the Galarian ones. Yeah, I think they're gonna be a lot better too. So I think Aerodactyl will definitely have a place. Even like Hone Claws, Dual Wing Beat, Stone Edge sounds really good. So I want to say like RU for Aerodactyl. I think RU is fair, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see this thing in UU, just because of its high speed tier, being faster than Noivern, which is a current like UU staple, and being able to repeatedly switch into rocks. Like even like just Roost with Stone Edge, Dual Wing Beat, Earthquake, Taunt, Home Claws, whatever. Anything like that, I can see that just putting in work. So I want to say like RU for Aerodactyl with potential use in OU as well, just because of that Dual Wing Beat. So I put RU because I think RU is the most fair. But again, I do think that RU, somewhere in between here will make the most sense. So Articuno. Now typically Articuno is the lowest of the birds, though it's good at stalling because of pressure. It has Heal Bell. You'll see it sometimes on stall teams. You'll see it Freeze Dry, which is really good. That was a really good addition, so it can sub roost and beat things like that. I think Articuno just got a whole lot more annoying because Heavy Duty Boots now means that it can switch it on Stealth Rock and not care. It doesn't have to run Defog itself. And again, like previously Articuno was a really, it was annoying, but it was PU, right? It was PU, the lowest of the tiers. I don't think that's the case with Articuno. In fact, I think that Articuno is going to have potential. I think Articuno is going to have potential use in OU. I think Articuno is going to have potential use in UU. I think Articuno is going to have potential use in RU, all because of its defensive viability now because of the heavy duty boots. I already had the good defensive viability, right? Ice Flying, while it isn't the best defensive typing, with its base 125 special defense, base 100 defense, and like sub roost plus pressure, it's good. So I can see this thing being just annoying as hell in OU, especially when things settle down and we see what happens to Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, and Blaziken and things like that. So I could definitely see this thing being extremely annoying, man. Very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. So I want to say UU-RU for Articuno. I think that it has a chance to be crazy on UU stall teams as well, with a lot of Pokemon, you know, potentially coming back too. But I want to say UU-RU for Articuno. I think that Sub Roost is going to be really good. I think that Sub Roost dual stab, like offensive, will also be very good because of its heavy duty boots again, not really having to care about anything. Defog support on like, I've seen UU stall teams with like Articuno and Moltres before they had heavy duty boots because they double defog for each other. And they have like Gligar too. They double defog. I think TDK ran something like that. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but I think UU-RU. I think this is the tier, like this is the time where the birds are really going to shine. Now, let's keep going. We got Zapdos. I'm just going to put in OU. Like, there's no way this Pokemon is not OU. It has heavy duty boots now, so it doesn't have to worry about rocks. It was already annoying as hell because of static, right? Let's not forget to mention that, should I have mentioned anything else? Articuno also got Weather Ball, Icicle Spear, Air Slash, Brave Bird, Triple Axle. I mean, those are all cool. But let's not forget to mention that while it did lose Hidden Power, it has Weather Ball now. It has Air Slash. It has Hurricane. It has Rising Voltage. And I think the big ones there are... it also gets Hail, which is pretty cool. Hail plus like Weather Ball. Or you can run like Rain Dance, Thunder, Hurricane type of thing. I think the big ones there, the big takeaways are obviously Hurricane and Weather Ball. Those are amazing on a rain team. You could just run a Zapdos with like Thunder, Hurricane, and Weather Ball. And then you have your Water move with Weather Ball. You have your on Rain. You have your 100% accurate Hurricanes and your 100% accurate Thunders. So, all very good. And that's just on a cool offensive side, right? Defensively, it's going to be way better. Heavy duty boots means it's a defogger that doesn't care about rocks. But on top of that, we also have Pokemon that are very prominent that Zapdos just naturally checks. Rillaboom, Hawlucha. So, just two to come to mind. But also, we're getting Galarian Zapdos, which is it's another Hawlucha in terms of typing. So that's another mon that Zapdos can check via static and via just discharge / thunderbolt. So like, you know, when they're hitting you with their thunderous kick, yeah, they're getting the defense drop, but what are they KOing with after unless it gets Stone Edge, which I don't know if it will because Zapdos doesn't get Stone Edge. So, I mean, well, who knows though? Who knows? Could. But yeah, so I think this mon's going to be very good. Very, very, very annoying. I mean, it's a Zapdos. It's always good. But very annoying because it's static, so your U-turns are going to be punished from your Landoruses. Excadrill going for Iron Head is going to be punished type of thing too. So just being able to, just everything, just being able to static. Like being able to static everything. Even Dragapult going for U-turn. Like this mon is just going to be so annoying, and it's definitely going to be OU for sure. Heavy duty boots just makes it that much better. It might not be OU. I mean, everything's gonna be OU in the beginning, and just remember, guys. Like I'm sure between the 22nd and the 31st, like after November 1st comes, they're gonna do those quick drops, and mons are gonna drop down for no reason, like last time, because it's just so many mons and they're doing a specific cutoff. Oh, it looks like I'm getting a call from Blunder. But I do think that eventually Zapdos will end up OU if it doesn't start in OU. So we'll be right back, guys. Alright, so next up we have Moltres. And by the way, for those that are watching, I'm partnered with G Fuel through my team Temple Storm, my Iceburst team. So if you guys want to pick up some G Fuel with 30% off, you can using code AIM. It's only available today and tomorrow for 30% off. So the link is down below. I personally like Peach Iced Tea, Snow Cone, and Blue Ice. But I am trying the Strawberry Lemonade Hydration because the hydration one has no caffeine, but I'm going to try that today. But Moltres is another one that I think it's really going to benefit from the fact that Heavy Duty Boots is an item, obviously being 4 times weak to the Stealth Rock is very important when it comes to that. But I think the other thing that Moltres really benefits from is the fact that it now gets Scorching Sands and Hidden Powers and things. So if you guys know, Hidden Power is no longer in the game, right? So things can't just like Volcarona, for instance, can't Hidden Power ground Heatran when it sets up. So I think that Sub-Roost Moltres is going to be phenomenal because Sub-Roost Moltres has access now to Scorching Sands. So it can run Sub-Roost, Scorching Sands plus Flamethrower, and basically with its natural typing, wall Heatran. Because it's the fire type, it doesn't care about Magnet Storm. Heatran's going to be amazing, right? It's going to be amazing in this metagame. Now, Moltres also has access to Weather Ball now, so you can run something cool like Hurricane plus Weather Ball and Rain as well. It got Mystical Fire as well, so Sub-Roost can even do that with pressure and Mystical Fire, so lower your special attack type of thing. So it's very, very fun. And I think that, again, with the boots, it's going to be incredible. So, like, I also think this thing is going to see OU usage at times, but I do think that UU, OU is where we'll end up seeing Moltres. Moltres is typically UU, maybe by the specs, but I do think, like I said, it doesn't take a lot to convince me that this mon, especially if Tapu Koko gets banned, and the fact that it's naturally faster than Tapu Bulu, can check Kartana via Flame Body, and also just natural, can check Rillaboom and is naturally faster than those two. I can see it being OU. So I want to say UU, like maybe when it starts it might be UU just because of the new toy syndrome. Everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, we have new Pokemon, let's play with those. But I do think that I'm gonna put it here tentatively UU, but I do think that it could be OU. So like the back of OU type of thing, and I do think we'll see it. I really do. Dragonite's another mon that's coming back, and again, heavy duty boots plus multi-scale is such a big plus for Dragonite. Not to mention it can now run, I believe, Heal Bell plus multi-scale as well. And it has cool moves like access to Hydro Pump now. Dual Wing Beat is a pretty big one for Dragonite sets, so it can actually, like, previously you see Dragonite fly and it'd be like Max Airstrike. Or is it Max Airstrike? What? No, it was the what was the Z move? Gosh, I'm remembering. Max, it is Z move. Is it Airstrike? What is it, Max Airstrike? Because it's Max Airstream right now for Dynamax move. Z move Fly. What is it called? Z move Influenza. What? Okay. It's Flyinium Z, right? It's Flyinium Z, and why am I forgetting the name of the move? It's been one generation. Supersonic Sky Strike. Thank you. It's been like one generation, but I mean, I guess it's been a few years. Not really. It's been like a year. Less. Or about a year. But yeah, Dual Wing Beat is pretty cool because with multi-scale plus Dragonite and Roost, flying plus ground coverage, if it wants to run like Earthquake plus Dual Wing Beat is very good. Obviously, it can still extreme speed. Offensive Dragonite can be good. Special Dragonite is really good too because it has a phenomenal special move pool. And just the fact that it has that heavy duty boots, I think Dragonite's going to be easy OU. Easy OU. Good resistances as well, and even though the tier is going to have a bunch of fairies, like, again, those resistances to Pokemon like Rillaboom are really good, and having the ability to keep your multi-scale without worrying about defog. This is the year of the flying types, guys. This is the year of the flying types, right? Oh, and also any other mon that's good and doesn't care about hazard, like Dragapult uses heavy duty boots really well. But this is the year of the flying types. I think there's no way that Dragonite does not stay OU. It's just too good. It's too good. It has too much support options as well. Sub-Roost on this, Sub-Dragon Dance can work too, and just like the fact that it can always be at multi-scale whenever it comes in. Crobat, well, is another Pokemon that's coming back. Now, Crobat is a very good stall breaker. Crobat is like Taunt Roost, can't miss Toxic because it is a poison type, so they can't miss Toxic. It also got some cool moves added to its move pool, like Crunch, Hurricane, and Dual Wing Beat. It also got Hex, which I think is pretty cool too, but Hurricane's the big one, so if you want to run Nasty Plot Crobat, you can run Nasty Plot Hurricane, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb type of thing. And Hurricane's a big one. Obviously, you know, you have no way of touching. It gets Heat Wave too, so that's something you could run as well. Probably over like any of those. Did I mention Heat Wave? I might have mentioned Heat Wave in that actual thing. But Crobat's always a really good stall breaker. It's a good check to offensive threats as well. And seeing as how Zarude and Celebi and all these grass types are very, and Caldeo's not a grass type, but like there's fighting types as well in the UU tier, and it shrugs off Strange Steam and Sludge Bomb from Weezing, can chip it away with Taunt, Brave Bird, Roost, and it can also defog now and doesn't have to worry and has heavy duty boots. I do think that Crobat will be a UU mon. I think Crobat would be UU. The defensive utility that they gave this Pokemon, they added to it, and even like the offensiveness, they gave it Hurricane from a Nasty Plot side. I don't think you'll see Nasty Plot Crobat too much, but who knows, man. Nasty Plot Giga Drain for the Rotom washes. You got the Hurricane for everything. It hits really hard in that tier. You got Heat Wave for the Steel types. Could work. But I do think defensively it'll be good. It also has like Super Fang and things in its arsenal, so very strong. Raikou, or Raikou, however you want to say it. This mon, they said, hey, what can we do for Raikou to make it better? Now that Hidden Power Ice is gone. Well, why don't we just give it Scald? Let's just give it the ability to burn 30% of the time for no reason. Punish all the ground types coming in. They gave it Scald. Aura Sphere and Weather Ball are now not event only, so it can actually learn those, like, I think via technical record or TM, depending on which ones they are. So that's really nice. It also has Rising Voltage. Maybe you'll see something with Raikou plus Pincurchin in the lower tier, or even Raikou plus Tapu Koko, because they kind of break for each other, man. Like Raikou having Scald, which is nice, and which will do a lot to Landorus to a KO. And then Koko having Grass Knot, which does a lot to Hippo, but also like Koko can run like physical and mixed sets type of thing. So that might be something you see at a point too. I think Calm Mind gets a lot better. I think Sub Calm Mind gets very tough. I think Electric is a good defensive typing in a tier where flying, like I'm looking at UU right now, where flying types are going to be really good. So Sub Calm Mind, Scald, Thunderbolt would be pretty cool. Also something like, well, Chansey is in the tier though, but Weather Ball being on like Hail teams. I ran a DFB team before, Weather Ball, Raikou, and it had like Weather Ball Ice and it was really strong. It was really fun. And then was it DVP? It might not have been DVP. I feel like it was DVP though. And Aura Sphere obviously being a big thing, a big game changer for this thing too. So I think that Raikou has easy UU, for sure. It's gonna have a lot. Like the fact that Crobat I think is gonna be good, and Moltres, that's gonna make Raikou even better. And it's not gonna be like a bad Pokemon because previously Raikou can only do like a few things, right? It can Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and then Hidden Power, right? Whatever, not the strongest moves. But now when you have Scald, Scald isn't like the strongest move. It's actually like weaker than Shadow Ball, right? But the plus of Scald is that you get that 30% chance to burn. So like you throw that off. I mean, you could even use discharges. I reckon it was RU last generation, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he used it until it moved up to UU. I might be wrong. I remember using it or fighting it once in RU. But I do think Raikou can easily be UU and have some use in OU as well. Entei. Now Entei is interesting too because they gave it the ability to Flare Blitz without having it be an event move, which is cool. Not that you're in nature locked anyway because of the mints, and you could still do like extreme speed and stuff like that too. But they also gave it Scorching Sand, which again I do think that has some use in the OU tier too. Same reason why I think Moltres will have use with Sub Roost. Alright, Entei could do it with Sub Calm Mind, Scorching Sand, Lava Plume. You have 30% chance to burn 2 of your attacks. Right, Tyranitar comes in, which could still take on like Shrug Off or +2 Scorching Sand easily, and like knock you out Rock Blast or Stone Edge respectively. Well, you've burnt it with Scorching Sand upon switching. You switch out, you come back in later, and you can do your thing. I do think that physical will be pretty cool too. Its ability Inner Focus as well. It ignores Intimidate, so like a physical Flare Blitzing one will 2-hit KO a defensive Landorus because it ignores the Intimidate. So that's really nice as well. And also just again the Subcom Mind, Subtoxic type of things. Pressure as well would be really cool. So again, I think it's a Pokemon that you'll see have use in OU at points, and then we'll also just because of its natural resistances and being able to set up on Heatran too, and then you'll see it go down to UU type of thing, right? We might see it be RU, we might not. I think it's tough to say. I think it'd be decent in the RU tier as well because if it's like fighting fire types are pretty good in RU, so it being a fire type with Stone Edge is really nice. So honestly, I'd say it might be like RU, UU, depending. I'm gonna put it RU for now, but they'll definitely have its place in OU at Subcom Mine with Scorching Sands, but I'll put it RU. Suicune, whew, my favorite Pokemon. That is my favorite Pokemon, and so it's always tough for Suicune to. It's not necessarily because it can PP stall stuff, but it's tough for it to be. I would say it to be like OU when you have Tapu Koko and you have like Rillaboom and Kartana and Thundurus and Toxapex and all that stuff, but you'll still see people using Subcom Mine, Protect, Scald, Suicune to PP stall everything and taking advantage of the grassy terrain and recovering. But all in all, I could not see Suicune going down pat, especially because I think fire types are going to be better in UU too, and then the grass types are going to be checked. I cannot see Suicune going down under the UU tier. I really couldn't. It's just too bulky. It's too good at setting up. Offensive is okay too. It has Air Slash, which was only event before, so that's pretty cool. It has Weather Ball too, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference for the Mon. But I think if it went to RU, it'd definitely be banned. Considering even though RU has good grass types or a good grass type rather, it doesn't matter. Like 2-3 good grass types, it does not matter, man. I can't see Suicune. Like just its ability to just stall basically everything. It doesn't matter what your type is, man. I think it's going to be tough for it to have a place initially in the OU tier, but you'll definitely see some variations of stall or hard balance or whatever that use it as a means of, like, you know, dealing with dealing with Corviknight and things like that. Like, well, I mean, I've seen it beat like Assault Vest Tangrowth 1v1 because they only have 16 Giga Drains, which is like not a lot. So especially with pressure ability. So yeah, like it's only 8 Giga Drains and you just protect and sub on every single one. It's basically gone. I've seen it be Tapu Bulus with Horn Leech because you just sub protect. You get the grassy terrain. If you get a Skull Burn as well, that's another plus for you too. So I think it's a mon that you'll see occasionally using OU and then just beat UU again. Very similar because of just its defensive capabilities. Uber. I don't think you can fight these. They both got better as well because of heavy duty boots. Like hella Uber, like super Uber, and also just like naturally checking like Zacian and Ho's case, unless it runs Wild Charge, is really nice. Not to mention it also got like, well, I got Mystical Fire. I guess maybe it can run support. Let's see what Lugia got as well. I'm just looking it up on the Imprison, Hurricane. Hurricane was a vet move. But yeah, they're both going to be Ubers. Let me just skip a few of them, and that I think will automatically be Uber, right? Like there's no debating it. And then I'll go towards ones that are like borderline. So, you know, these are all Uber. There's no way they're not Uber. They have 2 good stats. They got buffs as well. Yeah, go and sit there. Remember when Giratina O was OU for like April Fools? That was really fun. That was very fun. This one's guaranteed Uber for sure too. Too broken, bro. You know that this thing lives like ice beams. Like it shrugs off ice beams with its Dynamax too. What else is guaranteed Uber? There's like I'm gonna fight. I'll discuss the other ones. Xerneas and Yveltal obviously as well. These damn demons, bro. These demons. So I think those are the only ones guaranteed to be Uber. And you might think, bro, you have Blaziken here. Bro, you'd be right if you say Grappa. Bro, you have Pheromosa and Naganadel. I think there's cases that they won't actually end up being Uber. Anything else I'm missing? Just making sure. Alright, so let's talk Sceptile. Sceptile, man, I can't believe they gave Sceptile Dragon Dance when it doesn't have its megaphone. Like, why? They also gave it Skill Shot and Grassy Glide. Like, why, bro? That'd be so fire without it. Sceptile previously is a Pokemon that is like NU RU type of thing. It's in terms of NU, it doesn't have hidden power anymore, which is big. Like Sceptile doesn't have a good special move pool, right? So we'll look at Sceptile's special move pool right now. All right, you got Energy Ball, Leaf Storm, great. Dragon Pulse, oh good. You're not a Mega Sceptile. Focus Blast, fine. And that's it. That is literally it. They gave it Dragon Dance finally, which is cool because that's a decent physical move pool, right? You got Leaf Blade, you got Earthquake, you got Drag Claw, you got Throat Chop, you got Thunder Punch. I know like some of those moves are like, bro, what are you talking about? Those moves suck. But yeah, they didn't give it a lot, unfortunately. And previously it was broken in NU with like old NU with like a Life Orb set because it could 2 KO everything with HP Ice and Leaf Storm and Giga Drain and stuff like that. So like NUBL. I don't even think it'd be NU at a point. But I honestly, even when I'm looking at these, I think this is PUBL. Remember, Jinx is PUBL. Honestly, Kabuto's probably go down to PU. I could see it. Yeah, they got 5. They got Mawile. Kabuto's probably PU. But like again, these could all be used in higher tiers. Let me move that. But yeah, I don't see, especially I know current NU is gonna change, but current NU has again Ninjask, the tier, Rabombi, Whimsicott, which all shrug off moves. Like maybe like a random Rock Slide on Rabombi's case, but Rotom Fan. All the water types can U-turn or knock it out with a move. Clovitzer will knock it out with Ice Beam. Wishy-Wash will U-turn upon it switching, right? So it doesn't have coverage to, like, I mean, Dragonite is cool, but I don't, Miltank can run Sap Sipper, like, I don't see it. Garbodor's in the tier. Eldegoss, it's Rapid Spin, not care. I don't see it. I honestly think Sceptile is going to be PUBL as well, at a point, or PU or PUBL. So I'll put it behind here, because this is PUBL. There's nothing that I think will actually be NU right now. So let's talk Blaziken. Now, I'm obviously referring to Speed Boost Blaziken when I talk about it. And you're like, bro, why didn't you put in Auto Uber? It's been Uber since Black and White. Yeah, it has, and that needs to change. I'm sorry. But anyway, Blaziken got U-turn in close combat now. It also got Aura Sphere, Scorching Sands, Heat Crash, and I guess coaching for those that play doubles. So Blaziken got U-turn in close combat now. Now, there are a few Blaziken sets that come to mind. There's Swords Dance, right? There's Swords Dance, and you have to run Earthquake on that if you want to deal with Toxic Specs. There's Protect 3 attacks, which would be really good as an anti-offensive mon, with like Close Combat, Flare Blitz, and Knockoff respectively, or Mixed. There's Choice that can run U-turn plus Close Combat. Close Combat's obviously a big thing because of it. And there's like Swords Dance, and there's like Mixed Special. There's Swords Dance without the ability to touch Toxic Specs, so you can run Swords Dance, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Flare Blitz. You don't have to run. You could probably just run Swords Dance, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Earthquake, to be honest. But you're weaker to Landorus. There's no HP Ice, obviously. And like I said, there's choice ones that can be like Infernape with Choice, Ban, or Scarf. Run U-turn, Close Combat as well. Now, the thing about that is, all of those have decent, the same, like, different checks, right? If you're not running Earthquake, if you're running Protect, 3 attacks, you're amazing versus offense, but you can't beat Toxic Specs, right? Swords Dance variants still fail to KO Landorus and Hippowdon, and even Pex can potentially shrug it off if need be. It's also harder to set up for free as well because you need a Life Orb. Your Flare Blitz is literally killing yourself. If you're not running Knockoff, then Latias can wall you, Dragonite will wall you if you don't run Stone Edge as well. Like, that's also another one. Like, you have to say, do I want to run Stone Edge as well? So there's no hidden power ice either, so it's not like you're picking up surprise KOs. And it's not like it's Mega Blaziken where it has, you know, the 460 attack, right? I think it's hard to say that Blaziken will be auto Uber this generation. I think that we have too much of a defensive power creep. I think that freaking even Grassy Glass can do like 30-40% to it. Heavy duty boots, meaning all these flying types are great. Zapdos will have a +2 hit. That's not Stone Edge, unless it's Flare Blitz. And if you Flare Blitz into it, first off, we can actually calc that. I think you have to be adamant to KO. What am I looking at here? Calc. Why is C not doing /calc for me? Anyway, Blaziken. So let's just say +2. I'm pretty sure +2 Life Orb Flare Blitz will OHKO defensive Zapdos, but that's a cool stat. Like, I mean, you can run this too, but then you lose the Pex, right? So, like, that poor Abomasnow. So, like, this will knock out obviously defensive Zapdos, right? Stone Edge is also an option too, but again, if you're running Stone Edge and you're running Flare Blitz or Close Combat, like, if you're missing out on Flare Blitz and you're running Close Combat, Stone Edge Knockoff, or like Earthquake or something like that, you're getting freaking walled by grass types. Like, you know what I mean? So like, you're taking 50%, 42 to 42%, whatever. You're taking 42% plus the Life Orb as well. You're taking 50% as well. Not to mention that if you wanted to set up on a Pokemon, you might have came in on Ferrothorn's Knockoff or something, so you won't have a Life Orb. Let's just say if you're not running a Life Orb, this has a chance to not kill, and you might even have to run Jolly because you don't want to revenge killed by because if you're not running Protect on it, right, so it's hard to get the speed boost. If you're not running Jolly, you're revenge killed by like Dragapult or type of thing, so because you can't Protect. And if you run Jolly, you also have a chance to not kill. Not to mention your moves can miss. I really feel like Blaziken's good, right? Period. You can't deny Blaziken's a good Pokemon, but I think that to say it's auto Uber this gen without the use of Hidden Power, without the use of Mega, is tough, especially with the inclusion of what we have as well. I think it's, I mean, it's gonna come in, it's gonna kill things, and people are gonna be like, oh my god, it's broken. It probably is. It probably is. But to say auto Uber, I think is very tough. Like, it's very difficult. Like, bro, this thing can't even. It doesn't even set up for free on a lot of Pokemon. That's the thing. Like, let's say you're adamant Flare Blitz. Okay, just say you're adamant Flare Blitz. Just say Corviknight, physically defensive Corviknight, which is a standard set. Whoa, though they probably do have to run special defensive. Like, even in this case, right? Like Braybro, OHKO, like that. I'm not trying to say, oh man, it's flying type. I'm probably talking crazy here now, right? But I do think with the inclusion of heavy duty boots, with the fact that there's a 4-move slot syndrome, I think that there's a lot. Now I do think that a playstyle of like Blaziken plus a secondary fighter like Hawlucha plus Koko is going to be like busted because you just overwhelm your answers. But I mean, to say that it's guaranteed Uber is, I think, wrong. I think it's wrong. There's a very good comment about it too that said it. I think it has the place to at least be tested. There's also Slowbro as well, so if you're not running knockoff, Slowbro walls you too. So I'm gonna put it OU/Uber. I'm gonna put it in the back of it, but I honestly, I know I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it here. I think it has a chance to be OU this generation for once. Heavy duty boost with regenerator as well, no chip damage type of thing. I think it really has a chance. I think OU has a lot of great Pokemon. Like balanced playstyles will let it set up a little bit more, but I think like if you're not running the Protect 3 attack set, if you're not running Protect versus offense, you're gonna get nuked by every Pokemon on offense. Period. Right? So like, and if you run Protect SD, what is your coverage move? Knock off close combat? Great, nice job. You get walled by everything. So Yeah, Swampert. Woo! Pert is easy UU. Easy UU. Now, not only is Pert a reliable stealth rocker, which is, you know, amazing for Swampert, but they also gave it some buffs. They gave it bulk up this generation. They gave it liquidation. They gave it Darkest Lariat. It has high horsepower too. It has body press. So before previously, if Pert wanted to boost itself, it had to use Power Up Punch, and Mega Swampert used Power Up Punch. And then there was, I don't know why I put it in the front. It's a team player, so I have to. There was Power Up Punch, and then there was Curse. Right? Curse lowers your speed. Power Up Punch is a weak move that you have to go for, and then you're wasting your rain turns. Now it can bulk up, and if you guys don't know about Swampert got some bulk. All right, Swampert has been hitting the gym. It has 110 base attack, 90 defense, and 90 special defense. So with 100 base HP, so bulk up is incredible. Bulk up is absolutely incredible for it, giving it an offensive option, a way of dealing with like natural checks too. And like even sub bulk up Spadev could be cool, setting up on Wheeze, anything like that. I think it's an easy UU Pokemon, easy rocks, has Ice Beam to threaten things. It's always been good for the electrics as well. And then it's just in general incredibly strong. Like I think it's an easy UU tier. I really do think it's an easy UU tier for sure. So Aggron is coming back and has body press now, which is amazing because Aggron has insane defense. It also has Hydro Pump for those that care about that. I don't think that matters, but Aggron, RU, NU type of thing for sure. I think that the RU tier is okay for it in a sense, like decent check stuff. I think everything gets Earthquake, so I might not even end up in the RU tier for sure, but like I think NU is like the perfect place for it. It's a good steel type that says, hey, fairy types like Rabombi and Whimsicott, you're not going to sweep me. And also Pokemon like Ninjask are not going to be killing you, but then it has like good soft, like, easy checks like Big Mudsdale and stuff like that. So I think that NU would be really good. I think that Choice Band has usage in RU as well. Shoot, Choice Band might even have usage in OU on Trick Room, but with Head Smash. But I do think that NU RU is thing. I'm leaning more towards NU/NU BL just because of how strong Head Smash is. And that's what I love about this, like a good steel type that could eventually come down to the tier, which will make a difference. But yeah. So Nidoqueen, UU, RU for sure. I think that both Nidoqueen and Nidoking will probably end up somewhere. I'll put them both here, but I think they'll both end up in UU type of thing. They both are incredibly strong. Nidoqueen is usually used more defensively. They gave it access to Scorching Sand, which doesn't really matter, but on like poison point sets, if you don't want to run Sheer Force, it's cool because you can burn. So it actually gives, so like on defensive ones, you might actually run like Toxic Spikes plus Scorching Sand type of thing. And like put poison points, so you hurt something like Zarude on a U-turn, and you get the 30% chance to poison them. Or but even then, it can also end up RU as well. I'll put RU just because that's where it was before, and the same Pokemon are still RU that were back then, like Bronzong and Porygon, and it was still a good Pokemon, period. And like a Life Orb one, and then I think that Nidoking is going to be doing the exact same thing it always does in the UU tier, like literally just clicking buttons and doing things like that. Like offensive, I think these two are usually like this. You might see this girl rise up for a little bit and then come back down. I don't think there's a way that Nidoking doesn't stay UU. It's just too strong. I don't think it's strong enough to OU though. I think that if they gave Nidoking, or if they give Nidoking a buff in stats, it can work out. But otherwise, yeah, UU, RU for both of them. Altaria. Now, Altaria is probably PU-NU for sure. Probably PU, honestly, but I do think that it has one redeeming factor. Like, while Dragon Dance is very weak, and Special Sacks are also really weak, it got Fire Spin down. You're like, what the hell? Fire Spin doesn't do crap. Well, the thing about Fire Spin is that it gives it the chance to use Perish Trap. So Perish Song, Fire Spin, Roost plus Protect, at leftovers or whatever, the item, or even Rest because it has Natural Cure. So it being able to use Fire Spin plus Perish Song is really cool, I think, for it. Did I put this thing in NU? I don't think this is going to be good in NU. I thought I put it PU. Whatever. I do think this will be a PU mon, but I think it'll be a Pokemon that I'm going to end up using in OU at a point just to trap a Toxapex, shoot, with Fire Spin and Perish Song, and nobody's going to stop me. I don't think it has the additional power to really do much. Cradily is another one that I think that will always stay PU, but whoops, wrong thing. I'm like control Fing on the other page just because I want to look through it without having to make everything like crazy. But it has power whip now. It has mud shot. That's not what I meant to read. It has rock blast. It has grassy glide. It has meteor beam. Defensively, it can still do the same thing. It can still swords dance with power up now, so it becomes an offensive threat. I don't think that like grass types are that amazing in the UU tier personally. I don't. There's Whimsicott. There's Thwackey. Whimsicott probably being the best of them. And there's Aldegast. Like those are it. And there's a Bomb Stone. But like I don't think grass types are that good. I don't think Pokemon that are weak to U-turn are that good in that tier, which is why I'm not respecting it in terms of NU. I think that even though steel types aren't the best, there's still a decent amount of steel types. But I think Swords Dance and PU could have a thing, or like as a stealth rocker type of thing. Armaldo, probably very similar. Maldo, I got Shadow Claw, but who cares? You might see some. They banned Damp Rock, right? They banned Damp Rock and PU. I don't know if they're gonna unban that or how that ends up working, but Armaldo has the niche of heavy duty boots, battle armor plus rapid spin, so that's pretty cool for this Pokemon. Can't be crit, can't be taking on hazards, can rapid spin as well, has knockoff, so can be a really good support Pokemon in the lower tiers. You might even see somebody use it in RU as well, but you know, in NU as well, excuse me, not RU. But rapid spinning is like the big thing it's going to do. Absol as well. They gave Absol close combat, which makes me very, very, very happy. So Swords Dance no longer has to raise its attack just to lower it with Swords Dance and superpower. But close combat, Swords Dance, knockoff, Sucker Punch is something you'll see, and you'll probably see something like, I wish I had Pursuit. If I had Pursuit, easy NU, easy RU. But I do think like NU is probably where it's going to end up being. It's going to be very hard for Absol to get a Swords Dance anyway, because they're going to be in reach to U-turn, so you might even see it like literally drop down to PU. But if it does get up a Swords Dance on something like, let's say, Sableye, or if it threatens something, and having that fast priority is pretty cool. It also has like Sucker Punch and Iron Tail and stuff like that. You might even see it sweep better in RU than it does in NU, just because of the Pokemon that are around. Though Simeon is obviously something you gotta worry about too. But like coming in on like Bronzong, for instance, and Bronzong having to fear the knockoff and be able to do like that, so that's cool. Probably NUPU type of thing too. Oh, Walrein. Ooh, so they gave Walrein Swords Dance, and everybody, I said, how did it get Swords Dance? Everybody says obviously it's Swords Dance with its tusk. Thank you guys for all that comments. I appreciate that. That was actually really funny. But they gave it some good physical moves. Swords Dance, Liquidation, so it's a good physical water move. Isaac Spear is a pretty decent ice move as well, especially when you have thick fat. And I actually like Walrein in NU. I do like Walrein in NU. As just a Pokemon in general. It has good overall bulk, right? Some decent natural resistances, and the addition of heavy duty boots as well. I think that overall it will probably end up being, especially because it doesn't really have, it does get crunched too, which is cool for Justin. It has access to Earthquake as well. But I think overall it'll fall down to PU. But I do think that like a Swords Dance variant will actually be nice, like, and has a niche in NU. But I'll put PU. But I think they all have had niches in NU. Relicanth as well. I think that's always a PU Pokemon too. Though it does have Liquidation. It has Scale Shot, but I don't believe Relicanth has Swords Dance, so which makes a difference. Like if it had Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Liquidation, and Head Smash with Rockhead, and then let me see if it has Swords Dance or anything like that. Doesn't have Swords Dance. You got Home Claws, you don't get nothing. But you're just a dying fish, like a relic. But again, like support, Stealth Rock type of thing. You might see Choice Band as well, which I think Aggron can do it better in NU too. Salamence. Oof. Big Mence, man. Mence makes me very, very, very happy to see, right? And what's it called? The Mence has dual Wing Beat now. It also has Air Slash, and it also has Hurricane. It also has access to Scale Shot too. But Dragon Dance variants with heavy duty boots, support variants would be really good. I think Dragon Dance plus Dual Wing Beat as well would be cool, kind of like a Salamence, but with Moxie, and kind of like a Dragonite, but with Moxie type of thing. It also has access to Stone Edge, which would be cool for like defensive Zapdos and things like that. And I think its natural bulk is going to be cool. I think special sets are going to be nice with Hurricane, Roost. If you can land it, right? If you can land it, the Hurricane would be really nice for 2 going fairies. You got Flamethrower for the steals, you got Earthquake. Shoot, Classic Mixman's coming back from DP. Big shout out to it. But Mence, OUUU type of thing. Most likely, if it ends up being UU, let's assume Mence ends up being UU. It'll get banned like it did last time, and then it'll end up UUB out, which is essentially OU. So I'm gonna put Mence in the back of OU. Metagross, man. Metagross last generation was RU. It was very sad to see the it was very, very sad to see that mon fall, but it was also one of my favorite mons to use in RU last generation. Now I think Metagross will be higher up on this list if they give it access to close combat, like they gave every Pokemon, but not the one that would be really cool with it, aka Metagross. Maybe they didn't do that because they are going to bring Megas back, so they didn't want Mega Metagross to have close combat, which, you know what? I can respect it. But in terms of steel types, I don't think it'll be UU. I think there's going to be way too many good like Pokemon like Swampert, Suicune, Moltres up in there. In RU, it's freaking ran by fire types. You got Arcanine, Centiskorch, Charizard, Salazzle, and they have good dark types like Drapion as well, and then Milotic, which you can't break. So, but it'll be too good. But as a steel type though, it's still really nice as a check to Indeedee, which is really, I think that's one of its biggest like things in Gardevoir as well. It can set up Stealth Rock too on more balanced builds that you don't necessarily, or bulky offense builds that you don't necessarily want to use a Bronzong or a Steelix. Steelix is like the staple steel of the tier. So I could definitely see it being RU. I don't think it'd ever be NU. I think it'd be banned from NU, but RU for sure, type of thing. Regirock, NU, PU, somewhere here. Regirock has Body Press now. It also has Sand Tomb, which is cool for trapping, Heavy Slam as well, Rock Blast, so NU, RU type of thing, set up rocks and Thunder Wave and do its thing with that. Though NU is like it's going to have competition, and it's not going to be the best at rock, at being a rock type, just because Mudsdale is so popular, things like that, but still possible. Regis as well, PU/NU type of thing, maybe an offensive. It gets not bad. I think it'd be PU, NU, but it's not bad because it has like Ice Beam and it has like Thunderbolt and Focus Blast. And you use that with Weakness Posse or Rock Posh type sets, and it also got like Isaac Spear and Heavy Slam on the physical side, but it doesn't have like base 50 attack, so I don't think that actually ends up mattering at all for this Pokemon. But yeah, PU, NU, I don't think it doing too much sweeping. I think in terms of ice types, there are good ice types like Vanillix. If this thing got Freeze Dry, I think Regice has a lot more viability. But Vanillix has like Freeze Dry, which is really good, so it actually lets it hit water moves with its stab, which is really important. Registeel usually RU, NU. In terms of like, it offers defensive utility, it offers the same thing as everything. It got Heavy Slam now too, which is pretty cool, but and Body Press. But it offers like that defensive utility, that Stealth Rock, Protect, Toxic, +1, right? That's typically the set you'll see on Registeel. It's a good wall. It'll be there to check everything. It check Indeedee, protect on Heliolisk, take whatever, check Comfy, check Flying types. That's the tier. That is straight up the tier for this Pokemon. Latios and Latias. Latias for sure OU. I don't think it can. I don't think there's no pursuit, so I don't think it can fall down. Even if there's like ghost types that are amazing, right? Like Dragapult, Aegislash, whatever. They give Latias Mystical Fire. They gave it Aura Sphere. They gave it Future Sight too, which I think is a pretty cool one as well. But I think the big ones are Mystical Fire, so it can hit Ferrothorn, Corviknight, Skarmory, Scizor, all in one, right? All in one. And then they also gave Aura Sphere, so it can hit Heatran, Bisharp, and Tyranitar all in one as well. Super effective damage and Okos and some of them too. So I think Calm Mind variants are going to be very scary. I think Life Orb through attack variants are going to be very scary, especially with like, same thing with like Latios as well. And especially if certain Tapus get banned, and certain Therians get banned too. I think this is definitely going to be the tier for Lati, especially with Zapdos being so good, having that good natural bulk, the ability to break through defensive cores like Slowbro and all these mons, Corviknight, Ferrothorn. Easy OU. Easy OU. Latios as well, I think easy OU. If not, shoot, who knows? Like, Mom might be banned too. Same thing as his sister, just stronger. Literally that. It's going to be stronger. It's going to be harder to switch into. Psychic, Thunderbolt, Mystical Fire, Aura Sphere. There's no Gliscor as well. You don't even got to run Ice Beam no more, man. Who cares about Landorus coming in, bro? Just knock it out with Draco. I'm about to drop a Draco on that boy. So, again, easy OUs for these mons at min. I don't think Latios will be overly broken. The reason I say that is because they don't ban it in black and white, but at least in black and white, you have Pursuit, right? Here you don't. So this thing is just going to be a hit and run type of Pokemon. It's going to come in, it's going to hit really hard, break through your defensive cores. If you're offense, you better hope you have a Bisharp to Sucker Punch it, or a Dragapult to Dragon Dart. Those mons are going to keep it in check, for sure. But, like, even then, like, in certain situations, this mon's just going to be nasty. Like, I would run Sub Roost on Lottie for sure, but, like, as a Heatran answer with Aura Sphere and then whatever secondary move that looks good. Psychic, Aura Sphere, Psychic, whatever. Obviously, you're still scared of Infiltrator, Dragapult, but even then, like something like that, like you sub up on Zapdos, you sub up on everything. So something like that could even work. Though like Life Orb and Specs, I think they're gonna be really good too. Why is Rayquaza not on this damn mover list? Why didn't nobody tell me? You probably all were shouting it this whole time. And hold up, guys, I'm just gonna pause it and we'll be right back. So next up we have Spiritomb. Now Spiritomb actually got quite the nice buff. Well, quite a few buffs actually, if I'm not mistaken, because they gave it access to Hex, which is something Spiritomb did not have before. So that's really nice because like you'd see like defensive Spiritomb with like Will-O-Wisp, but then they'd be running like Shadow Ball and stuff like that too. So that wasn't always the... I mean, Shadow Ball's a good move, but Hex is better when you're statusing things, right? It's 130 base power, not counting stat. On top of that, they gave Spiritomb Poltergeist. So they give it a good physical ghost type attack, and it has good special attack, it has good physical attack. So Hex and Poltergeist are the two big things. I think support options are going to be a lot better with this Pokemon. I still think it's going to be PU, but like a top of the line offensive PU ghost. Right now, Dusknoir is a top of the line offensive PU ghost because it has strong attack and it has Poltergeist and, you know, Shadow Sneak and things like that. And I think that Spiritomb can do the exact same thing, even just like Will-O-Wisp with like a spell tag, right? So spell tag, if you guys didn't know, it boosts the power of ghost type attacks by 1.2 base power. So Will-O-Wisp, Poltergeist, Sucker Punch, and then, or even like Foul Play type of thing, or Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, Poltergeist, Pain Split, whatever. Obviously it's a slow ghost, but Taunt's still decent for stopping setup. I love the idea of it having Poltergeist. I think that Hex is going to be really good too with support. Garchomp, my boy is finally coming back. These cowards still won't give it Dragon Dance, but that's fine. That's fine because Garchomp, it's definitely OU. Garchomp now has access to Scale Shot, as well as Scorching Sands, but Scale Shot's pretty cool because it can run Sword Dance with Scale Shot and get potentially a speed boost, or if it lands, you know, or if it breaks to the fairies. Earthquake plus Rock move, so Earthquake with Stone Edge is decent as well. I think Tank Chomp is going to be really nice too. I think we might even see Tank Chomp with Scorching Sands or Earthquake just because it can burn. Or like Dragon Tail, Scorching Sands, Stealth Rock, Toxic type of thing or whatever, or even Fire Blast, whatever. We might also see Swords Dance Life Orb variants with like Outrage or Earthquake and then Fire Fang. I would, if you're running Life Orb, I would definitely run Fire Fang just because it lets you deal break through Corviknight, lets you break through Feral Thorn type of thing. Though Earthquake is going to do a lot anyway. And Life Orb, Earthquake is going to do a ton to Clef. So I think offensively, Garchomp's going to be great. I love its speed tier. It's really good, decent Scarfer, and just being a Volt Switch immunity, I think, is really nice. And having that natural in a tier where there's no HP Ice, man, Garchomp's going to be scary to beat. Like previously, you just go Lando and you just HP Ice to a KO it. Now, I mean, you got Earthquake and stuff like that, but HP Ice would KO it from like 60%, so you'd actually be, you know, doing damage. For Earthquake, and take 2 to KO, and maybe depending on if you're defensive landers or not. And then the Garchomp has some like investment, but yeah, I think offensive variants are gonna be great, especially with Zapdos being so good in my opinion. And the fairy types like Bulu and Feeny are gonna be good, but like even then like Fire Fang can run Poison Jab in Bulu's case type of thing. Doesn't appreciate it. Garchomp's top tier Pokemon, especially with Heatran being so good. It's gonna be OU for sure. Garchomp's gonna get even better. We have Electivire. Honestly, PU, NU for sure. It might even end up being like NU this gen just because it's not a bad electric type. I mean, we have Lantern and do we have Jolteon on this tier? Monster on this tier? No, it finally dropped down. Okay, so, or, wait, what tier is Jolteon? Is Jolteon, let me just look up Jolteon real quick. Yeah, Jolteon PU. Okay, no, it finally dropped down. Actually, no, it's gonna be a PU, man. That's it. I can't see it. Honestly, Regirock probably gonna be PU too, and same thing with Absol. Again, Jinx might be PU-BL, but I could be wrong. I think that Specs Future Sight sets actually give it a lot of utility. But Electivire, it's not part anything, right? It's just pure electric, which I think hurts it a lot. Always was a good mon in the lower tiers. It has access to Rising Voltage, which is pretty cool. I don't know if that's going to make too much of a difference because there's no way PU, even if, you know, like Pincurchin PU, but I feel like there's no way they're going to allow, like, I don't even know if Electric Charge is banned in PU, I'll be honest, like I don't play it. But I think that because there's not too amazing, decent ones, I don't even know if that is tiered, but I feel like with Electivire's nice coverage, they're not going to allow that combination to last. But I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong because there are pros and cons to using a encourage with your Electivire. But Rise of Voltage is cool. Darkest Lair is pretty cool. I wish they gave a close comment as well, but Earthquake, Ice Punch, you know, Cross Chop type of thing, or Low Kick, depending. Good all around strong Mon that I believe ran PU last generation. Magmortar, oof, that's gonna be a good NU fire type, that's for sure. Abusing the heavy duty boots, having access to Scorching Sands now, which is gonna be really nice for it. Mystical Fire as well, so you try to set up where you're comfy. It was a good NU Pokemon back then. Naturally having Flame Body and being naturally resistant to U-turn is so cool too. So you can punish and you can burn those U-turns. Has Thunderbolt as well for water types. Gonna be a great mixed attacker. It doesn't even have to remix. Can run specs with Scorching Sands now too, as it has a way of dealing with Lantern with 2-hit KO. So that's awesome. And Ice types are good. Fairy types are really good right now in the tier, and Ghost types are really good in NU right now. But the reason I mentioned Ghost types, even though Fire isn't super effective, is because some of the good Ghost types are like Trevenant, Gourgeist. So they're Pokemon that are actually weak to Magmortar. So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good NU Pokemon. They gave Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf everything, man. They really did. Uxie got access to Drain Punch, whatever. They got Nasty Plot, Store Power, Encore type of thing, support. Man, that's an easy RU fit. Easy fighting type check for the tier. Easy Stealth Rocker for the tier. Yawn to set up, things like that. Checks Nidoqueen. Can potentially set up and win if it wants to. Got Draining Kiss too for them dark types. Restore Power. Subcom Mind, Sub Nasty Plot type of thing. Uxie's easy RU. Mesprit as well. I don't think he'll be the leader of PU. I honestly think Mesprit will be NU this generation for sure. I think Mesprit got banned as well. I keep putting the wrong thing. My bad. But Mesprit gets Drain Punch as well now. It gets Cycle Cut. Encore, Nasty Plot, Store Power, Play Rough, Expanding Force. I think it's a pretty good NU Pokemon because NU desperately needs something that can click Healing Wish. Like, it does. It's something that's good that can click Healing Wish. And a good Scarfer, good utility with Ice Beam, Stealth Rock. I think it's an easy NU Pokemon for sure, especially because of Dark types in the tier. Like, they're not terrible, but they're not anything amazing. I like, especially because this thing has Draining Kiss now for some damage. I mean, it had a Dazzling Gleam too, so it doesn't really matter. There's no Pursuit as well, so like I think that this is the metagame where Psychics and Ghosts are gonna rise up. So who knows? Spiritomb might even be NU. Who knows? Like, they're just gonna rise up. They're gonna be on top. So I think the Mesprit brings a lot to the table when it comes to that. And then there's Azelf. And Azelf, then already wasn't good, but again can run. It already had Nasty Plot, but I think the big things that Azelf gets are like Expanding Force, Drain Punch, and Play Rough type of things, like a Bandit set, like Bandit, Play Rough, U-turn type of thing. I think it's always going to be a UU-mon on like a hyper offensive type of builds, and then like Fire Blast, like a Stall Breaker with like Nasty Plot, Side Shock, Fire Blast, Energy Ball, whatever, respectively. Good UU-mon, good anti-lead. You might even see it in OU occasionally as a Focus Sash lead that booms, and just tries to put in work that way. But otherwise, yeah, probably UU. Maybe eventually fall on the RU, who knows how the tiers end up being. Heatran, easy OU. This is going to be one of the best Pokemon returning to the tier, easily. It's going to be a Stall Breaker, right, with Magnastorm Taunt. We can finally use Eruption Heatran. I've been using Eruption Heatran in National Dex, guys, and it is fantastic, right? On Scarf, it's phenomenal. On Specs in the Sun, at 2 KO is like Blissey type of thing, Chansey type of thing. Which is so cool. And you can run Modest and Timid on it. Again, there being no hidden power ground means that it's a nice check to Volcarona as well, especially because Volcarona did not get Scorching Sands. If you hit your Magnastorms with Taunt, you're going to be beating Toxapex and Blissies and Chanseys with Taunt, Magnastorm, Earth Power, respectively. Fairies are going to be at their peak, and Heatran is going to be right out there checking a lot of them. So I cannot wait to use Heatran. It's going to be an easy OU pick. Always going to be OU, I think, as long as it's alive. And yeah, like it's just this mon is so cool. Heatran is so cool. It even gets like Scorching Sands too. Like, I don't even think on like special defensive sets that are not running Magnastorm, you can just run Lava Plume plus Scorching Sands and get that double burn action going on, kind of like what I was talking about with Entei. So really nice for this mon. Regigigas as well. I don't think Regigigas is going to be PU this generation. I think NU RU. Why? They gave Regigigas the tools to actually abuse the slow start. First off, they gave it body press. So if you guys didn't know, Regigigas is basically its slow start ability halves its attack and speed for 5 turns, but it has base 110 defense, so it can go into a battle with like a full power body press immediately while waiting for its speed and HP to come back. On top of that, they gave it Protect and Rest, 2 moves it did not have before. So it can actually stall turns out without having to use Sub, Thunder Wave, Confuse Ray type what is this? It can actually use like instead of using Confuse Ray to stall, it can use Rest for Protect, so it can rest up. With Chesto Berry, there's Body Slam, Heat Crash, Darkest Larry, Highest Power, just as a good move pool. I think NU, RU for sure. I think NU. And I think it's a good normal type that can actually break, which is so cool about it. So I think that Regigigas can be, you might even see some use in RU. I'm definitely going to use an OU. Don't worry, guys. No matter what tier this is, I'm using them all. I gotta use them all. I'm so excited for Regigigas. I really am. And I think that like doubles players are going to be pretty excited to use something like Regigigas plus Galarian Wheezing, so we're neutralizing gas, you don't care about the ability, just go right in there and start clicking some banded attack. That's what I'm talking about. We got Crest, RU, UU for sure. Defensive, Psychic type similar to Oxy, but doesn't set up Stealth Rock. They also gave Cresselia, I believe, they gave it, yep, Cosmic Power and Stored Power, so you might see some Cosmic Power and Stored Power sets. There's no Hidden Power, so you can't run like Hidden Power Fire. I actually previously used that with Crest to 2-hit KO Pharaoh Seed, as well as Oko Durant upon switching when Durant was allowed in the RU tier with like sub sets with HP Fire. But Cosmic Power, Stored Power, Boom Blast type of thing for Dark types could be a really annoying on Crest. Just Calm Mind in general with Stored Power, if it's overall bulk, and Morning Sun can rest and really be annoying to break. It also has that like a natural fighting type in it, and it's just bulky, right? Crest is RU. Victini, UU RU for sure. It was OU last generation. I mean, whoa, OU UU for sure. So let's talk a little bit about Victini. Victini has Encore, which is cool. It got also Scorching Sand, which is awesome, so it doesn't have to use Focus Blast, which is Heat Rank, Scorching Sand, and Burn stuff. V-Create is still very scary, and the fact that you cannot be Pursuit Trapped is the biggest thing. It is a fire type that does not lose automatically. You might hear my dog's toys, sorry about that. It's a fire type that does not lose automatically to Heatran. Has Bolt Strike, has V-Create, has U-Turn for momentum. There's no pursuit, so you can't actually be trapped. And this V-Create can be hitting hard, so I think UU BL, right? But OU, I think, honestly, I think honestly, it's gonna be OU. Like, there's no pursuit. Again, these Pokemon, they don't care about that. And also, heavy duty boots plus U-Turn plus like, I could run heavy duty boots, V-Create, Bolt Strike, U-Turn, and Scorching Sands. I can run something like that. And I don't care about rocks. I'll break through defensive cores. I'll smack Tapu Finis as well with Bolt Strike for 2-hit KOs. And if I don't 2-hit KO with Stealth Rock, if I don't 2-hit KO without Stealth Rock, I definitely will with Stealth Rock. And I can U-turn around, and then you can just go for Scorching Sand as late game when Heatran comes in. So I think this Pokemon is going to be amazing in Draft 2 because as Encore, as Baton Pass 2, if your draft allows that. Future Sight, I think, is a pretty big buff for it too. Expanding Force. To abuse Lele. And a big thing about this thing is it's a Fairy Resist, it's a natural Fairy Resist, and it's a Psychic Resist. So that's pretty good for Lele when it's clicking Expanding Force and dominating the tier. Not to say that Victini will not be 2-hit KO by Expanding Force, because it hella will, because it's a strong mon. But yeah, we'll see. Dino! Yo! Okay, so you might see a random Audino in NU Wish passing for some variation of stall. You might, but and you'll definitely see it on PU stall, but it's staying over there. Caracosta, I think, is no, why did I get rid of the page? I accidentally got rid of the page that I was looking at. I clicked X by accident. One sec. There we go. So I mean, I guess move full edition. Let me see if Dino actually got anything interesting before I just like go right over it. Got Body Slam. There you go. Body Slam's cool. Caracosta. So Caracosta, Endure, Rock Blast, support PU Pokemon. Stealth Rock can Shell Smash as well. Same thing with all these fossils. They're really kind of just like chilling down here, all doing the same thing. I feel like that's going to be the end of them. But Archeops. Oof. Archeops has some really cool stuff going for it. First off, finally has a decent flying type attack in Dual Wing Beat. And we have the inclusion of heavy duty boots. Archeops is going to be NU. I think NU RU. It has a phenomenal physical and special like It has a phenomenal physical and special move pool, and I mean the whack thing is its ability, right? It's defeated, so when the Pokemon's under half HP, like it's gonna be, its attack is half and its special attack is half, which sucks because it has base 140 attack and base 112 special attack. But Stone Edge, dual wing beat, U-turn, can be really nice. I guess you could always run no item acrobatics, but I mean, why run that when you can run the item dual wing beat, which is still a little bit weaker, but like it has a great special move pool, great physical move pool. I think Archeops can be like NU. It probably ends up being PU, but I think it could be NU for sure, just because of the inclusion of the it's a strong U-turner that actually has Stone Edge as well. So like it doesn't. It's like Ninja's but better in a sense that like of doing damage. It's obviously worse than Ninja's because Ninja's is so good at. I'm gonna say it's worse than Ninja's because Ninja's is so good at just wearing down everything because you're forced to switch into your steel type. Whereas this, though, I mean, is it worse? Like I mean, I think Ninja's is broken than NU, guys. I'll be real, I do. But it's base 110 speed, faster than Silvally forms, which is really nice. Faster than Rapidash, and Earthquake and Stone Edge and things like that. Dual wing beat, U-turn, just run 4 attacks. I think it's gonna be good. I think it'd be NU for sure. Cryogonal. Now, Cryogonal got triple axle, self-destruct, icicle spear, avalanche, and endure. Not really anything crazy for Cryogonal. It does have heavy duty boots now. Ice type is an interesting defensive typing because it's not that great. That's why it's interesting, because it sucks. Nah, but I mean, it could be better. It just needs to let it resist water or something. Like, give it something. But being a special wall in current NU isn't too bad, considering like we have good special attackers like Rabombi, which you can just haze and eat up hits. Whimsicott, which you just eat up hits and has a good speed tier. You'll check Vanillix too. So maybe NU-PU like type of thing. Like, I think it might be better in NU than it will be in PU, but I think it'll end up in PU. But like checking Rotoms and things like that too. I wish they gave it a little bit more. Like, I wish they gave it Earth Power. Because then it'd be really good. It does have Ancient Power though, which is pretty cool. Ancient Power could be cool for like weakening Rapidash or something like that. Alright, let's get into Big Bird real quick. Tornadus. Now, this is what I have in Torn. Tornadus is going to start in OU. I honestly think it's going to be banned into the Ubers tier. First off, Regenerator plus high speed plus heavy duty boots. So it's basically always going to be at full HP. You're not going to switch into knockoffs, not this generation, that's for sure. You're not going to switch into knockoffs this generation, which actually limits some of its utility. Not really though. They gave it Nasty Plot. How the oh my god. They really gave this butt Nasty Plot. They gave it Nasty Plot, and it already has a good move pool. It has Focus Blast, it has Hurricane, it has Icy Wind, it has Heat Wave. Wow, I just named a whole bunch of good moves that miss. Maybe it's not a good move pool, but I think it's going to be incredibly hard to take down, especially as the top moves start to like. I mean, I'm not going to switch in on my Electric attack, I'm just going to switch out, but also Sludge Wave and things like that too. Good check to Bulu, good check to Rillaboom, decent check to Kartana. I mean, honestly, it's a decent check to all of them because they all have potential to overwhelm it. But I think it's going to start in OU. I do think that like it's going to be overwhelmingly hard to take down. I want to say like similar to, think about how annoying it was to take down Mons with Teleport Clef, like with Wish Teleport Clef, bringing down things. I think it would be similar in that case. It's going to be very hard to take down. It's going to just use knockoff and go around. Shoot, you might even see, like, even without Nasty Plot, it got banned in the National Dex tier. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing Torn Uber. I'm going to be completely honest. I would not be surprised if we end up seeing Torn go up to Uber just because of its crazy offensive and defensive capabilities and inability to take chip damage because of Regenerator plus the addition of heavy duty boots. So, we'll see. We'll see. But it's going to be somewhere here. So I'm going to put it up here with Blaziken to represent that these are mons that are probably going to go up but could still be OU if we're crazy. And once again, just going to pause it and we'll be right back. Alright, so next up we have Tornadus, regular Tornadus. This is Tornadus Therian. We have regular Tornadus. Honestly, with this thing getting access now to Nasty Plot as well, it has Prankster 2 with Tailwind, so it can support its teammates. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we can actually look at the tier on the side. But Tornadus was RUBL, yes. So it was banned from RU, but it was not necessarily the best in the U tier. Though I think it could make really good rain because of Prankster, obviously the things like that. I think RU makes a lot of sense for this Pokemon. I think Nasty Plot plus Heavy Duty Boots makes a big difference. Again, very tough to revenge kill. I told you this is the year of the flying types, man. Like, these mons are all just gonna be very good. You don't gotta care about the boots. You don't have to care about the boots or the Stealth Rock, And then it can also Prankster Defog, which is I think pretty cool for this mon too. Priority Defog, U-turn support. I think Specs is always going to be good. You might see some use in OU as well if the other one gets banned on like some rain variants with Pelipper, just because this thing has the potential, especially with Weather Ball and things like that too, to deal with Heatran upon switching. Has Hammer Arm 2 and Superpower as well, and Focus Blast. But yeah, I think that this one will be UU. It's not going to be as good as obviously Torn T because Regenerator is broken, the Speed Tier is broken, but there. Same thing with Thundurus. When it comes to Thundurus, I think Thundurus is going to be a very similar boat. I think it's actually going to be banned from UU again, especially with the inclusion of heavy duty boots, but I think Dual Dance is really strong. Now, just to note that Thundurus did lose out on Hidden Power Ice, which makes a big deal in the tier, but having access to Sludge Wave, having access to Grass Knot, having access to Focus Blast, having access to even Psychic, right? If you look at current UU, there are not a lot of Pokemon that you actually need to be able to Hidden Power Ice, right? So I'm just going to go through the UU list, and I'm Noivern uses Thunderbolt, and I'm keep going, nothing. Serena, I can Sludge Wave. Zarude, I can Focus Blast or Sludge Wave. So, yeah, I could see it being a little bit too much for the tier as well. Agility Nasty Plot can be pretty busted too, just literally bulky variants with leftovers and whatnot. So it might even end up being banned as well from the tier and end up being in a UUBL type of thing, as was before. Big Thundy. So Thundurus is interesting too. It's another mon that was, I believe, banned from UU, so also UUBL. And it's Prankster Thunder Wave, which got nerfed. It got nerfed because of Dark types not being able to be affected by it. But very similarly to the other one, just a strong special attacker that can do the same thing, and it's faster. And it being faster is actually a big difference here because this one's actually faster than Zarude. So that makes a big difference when doing damage and things like that overall, and just being naturally faster than that. So it can Focus Blast and Nasty Plot. It can sub with Prankster. I think sub Nasty Plot can be very threatening because you try and go to a Scarfer to revenge kill it, and let's say it's a Scarfer Rock Slide or Stone Edge, right? You can miss. So it being able to do that. So you might even see another UEBL with this, or just a good strong Pokemon. Again, with the Flying Types being good, you get Grass Knot for Swampert 2. With Flying Types being amazing in the tier 2. It's just something that we may end up seeing being banned once again. Like, I'm not trying to rush these, but it's kind of hard to say. Like, even without Hidden Power Ice, like, who cares? It's not like Gliscor or Gligar is in any of the tiers. That Pokemon isn't even back, right? So, and Garchomp and Lando and all those are all going to be like OU. I mean, we'll get to Lando in a second, but it's obviously going to be OU, right? It's Landorus. It's one of the most overused Pokemon ever. So it's in whatever tier, but I can't say that like it'll be. I can't see it being lower than UU ever, and I can't see it even staying in UU. I'll be honest. Maybe defensively people run Raikou and Swampert, but then start running Grass Knot, or like they start knocking off leftovers or heavy duty boots, things like that. Dude, there's no heavy duty boots too. Don't have to care about rocks. Can't chip it away with, like. So the thing is, let's say you're running a stall team, right? So let's say you're running a stall team. The underwear users on stall are like 3 Pokemon, right? They are Clefable, Quagsire, and Pikachu. Those are typically the underwear users on stall. I don't remember if there's any other underwear mons. I don't even care to think about that. Somebody can let me know in the comment section down below. I don't want to think about that right now. But 2 of those lose to Grassland Thunderbolt, right? Stab Thunderbolt will deal with Pikachu. Plus I can sub on it, so I can't really do crap. And Grassland will deal with Quagsire. And the other one is OU, and it will always stay OU, and that is Clefable. So yeah, it's just gonna be a good stall breaker. Like Nasty Plot sets can break through Chansey and Thunderbolt. It can break through everything, man. Mon's gonna be UUBL. Landorus, hard OU. Now the funny thing about Landorus is it got arguably worse because of the fact that there's no Hidden Power Ice, right? So it got worse, and Landorus is actually one of the best Landorus checks because you can't hit it with Earthquake. U-turn is resisted. However, knockoff is still going to be really good. I think you might even see like Swords Dance on defensive Landorus sets with Stone Edge or knockoff. Special sets can even work too. I don't think this Landorus will ever be banned. I think it's going to be, this is one of the most checked it's going to be since like Black and White, right? Like it's not broken, it's just really good. And I think like last generation was like the best Landorus has ever been with Z moves, but we can't use Dynamax in our 66 meta, right? Now I think in Battle Stadium, this mon going to be nasty with Supersonic Sky Strike, Natural Bulk, Intimidate, whatever. And I think in Ubers, if you can Dynamax Landorus, yeah, Swords Dance, Supersonic Sky Strike, sorry, Max Airstream, the Intimidate, the Max Quake and things like that as well. Max Rockfall, all amazing things for Landorus. I think it'd be a good Uber Pokemon that's also naturally checked by Pokemon Link itself. So I think it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be over centralizing. Like, yeah, sure, you'll use it for Garchomp, but then Garchomp is not gonna care about it. Like, all the Mons they could check, all the Dragons they could check, right? Dragonite, Salamence, Garchomp, dude, they are not gonna be checked by it as much. So I think it's gonna be fitting that it's gonna be OU. It's not gonna go down. Obviously, it's good, but it's not gonna be as good as it was last generation. And that is my prediction when it comes to Landorus Therium. But you guys can really give me your opinion. But in this generation, I think that knockoff is going to be highly used on Landorus, not only for opposing Landorus and leftovers, but also heavy duty boot spam in general. I think knockoff will definitely be used on like support sets if they're not running Stone Edge. So I like that a lot. Landorus High is another one that's very tough to say. Where'd it go? Oh, that's very tough to say where I'll end up being. Honestly, it's honestly not that tough though. It's just. They didn't give it Hurricane or Brave Bird, thankfully, right? If they gave Brave Bird or Hurricane to this Landorus, then oh my god, it would have been a wrap. Now they did give it Weather Ball, which I think would be really, really cool. And I also talked about Scorching Sands on like defensive Landorus. That's something that can run. They give it Weather Ball, which I think would be really cool, especially like in Ubers, because you can run like this plus Tyranitar, and you can just like Weather Ball Ho-Oh. You can also Stone Edge a Ho-Oh or Rock Slide it with Sheer Force, but you know, you could Weather Ball Ho-Oh if you want to. But Earth Power sets are going to be really tough to switch into. It's weird now because I still think Calm Mind, Psychic, or Sludge, Calm Mind, Earth Power, whatever, is going to be still incredible. I don't think Landorus is going to be immediately broken though. I think Landorus is going to be one of the Mons that like Mons that I think that are going to be immediately broken are like Tornadus, Blaziken, Coco type of thing, Lele. I don't think Landorus is going to be immediately broken. And here's my thought process behind it. Heavy Duty Boots has made so many flying types way better. Rotom can naturally check most special sets. And obviously physical sets can Stone Edge it. I mean, Focus Blast from Life Orb Sheer Force is going to be nasty, right? We have Corviknight there, which still could take a lot from Focus Blast. So maybe Calm Mind. I'm probably just talking like to talk. It's going to get banned most likely. But I don't think it's as immediately like crazy as... I don't think it's as immediately crazy as like some of these other ones, but I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. No Hidden Power Ice makes a big deal. So actually, no Hidden Power Ice. Yeah, just forget it, man. But it can't even Hidden Power Ice opposing Landorus. So it's like Landorus is still its best Landorus check. So like, who knows, man? I doubt we see Randarosu in OU. But all right, Uber. I do want to know your guys' thoughts on that. Like, I really do. I think Swords Dance Explosion sets could be really cool too for nuking like just in general everything. But I want to know your sets. Same thing with Genesect. I think there's no way Genesect stays like OU, but I don't think it's going to be immediately broken as well. Like that's like the thing. Like I think Genesect will most likely end up deemed broken, but I don't think it's going to be immediately. I'm going to put an Uber here, but I didn't put it before because I don't think it's going to be immediately broken. I think it's going to be very good. I think the download of U-turn is still going to be incredible, obviously, but damn it, keep doing this. It's pissing me off. Genesect. The few things it got were Leech Life, which is pretty cool for recovery. Blaze Kick, obviously. I think special sets are going to be great, though, with like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, U-turn. Well, U-turn's obviously not special, but like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam type of thing. Heatran's going to be around. You can't... There's like a lot of good Pokemon that could take it on, but like, even then, it's just like, it's too good. It has the ability to overpower all its threats. But I think it's just going to be one of those Mons that like, we're going to see it broken as we start claiming things. I think Scarf Genesect is going to be something that's used at first, just because it's a check to Lele. It can actually deal with those, and has Ice Beam and stuff like that too. So I think Scarf Genesect is something we're going to use. It's going to end up being deemed broken, but I don't know. It's Genesect. It's going to get banned. It's going to get banned. Shift Gear sets are going to be fun too, for just like raising speed and whatnot. Tyrantrum, my boy about to hit up this RU tier. Is a snack wrap, bro. Tyrantrum was really good in last RU. And I think it's going to remain the same, if not better, because now it doesn't have to run Superpower. It can run Close Combat. So it's a spammable Close Combat. It has Rock Head plus Head Smash, which is huge for it. You might even see it being ran in UU with Choice Band. Earthquake obviously is good. Dragon Claw if you want to run that as well. But a Choice Scarf one, a Banded one, is a Life Orb, Rock Posh type of thing. I think it's going to be really, really strong in the RU tier, and we might even see it move up to UU at points just because there's no Gligar. Not that Gligar can take hits, but there's only Swampert that really takes it. And like Banded Close Combat is so spammable, so RU for sure. Auroras, probably NU. PU type of thing. I would say. Like the Heavy Duty Boots is pretty cool for it. It has, I don't know why they didn't give it Aurora Veil, man. I really don't understand that they didn't give it Aurora Veil. Like, why would you not give Aurora Veil? It's in the name. It's actually in the name, so I don't understand why they wouldn't give it to it. But they gave it Weather Ball, which is whatever. Rock Blast, Blizzard is nice. Obviously, Freeze Dry is really strong too. I do think that Vanillix can do it better, but and obviously one thing that was hindering it, keeping it PU last generation, was its 4 times weakness to Rock. But the Heavy Duty Boots makes it way better. And Blizzard spammable, Freeze Dry spammable. Rock moves are very good too. Natural resistance to flying as well is really nice too. And it's one of the things I could see being brought up. We also have Carbink. Now we've lost Carbink. I'm sorry. It gets Body Press. Cool. It's going to be PU. Maybe on some Trick Room teams. Dual Screen. Explosion type of thing. I'm excited to see little Carbink. Zygarde. So, here's the thing about Zygarde, right? Regular 10%. Let's look at Zygarde 10%, okay? So, Zygarde 10% gets... it gets Break and Swipe, which is whatever. It gets Scorching Sand, which is whatever. It gets Scale Shot. Now, Zygarde 10% had like one good set in RU. It had 2 good sets in RU. And I do think RU is going to be the play for it as well. Just natural checks like these guys are going to be here. Everything. Like, there's so many mons that I feel like are going to take it on. I do think that like RU is going to change though, especially when you see all these mons coming in. These rock types, these ground types. I don't think fire types are going to be running it as good as they were before. But the thing going for this Pokemon is the fact that it clicks Styles and Arrows, right? Quick Styles and Arrows, and there's no immunities. However, it's decently weak, base 100 attack. Good speed tier though, but it has no bulk either. So one set that you saw on the dog last generation in RU, there were 2 sets, but there was one set you saw which was Choice Band with 1000 Arrows, Extreme Speed, Outrage, and whatever filler move you wanted. The second set was Dragon Dance, Outrage, 1000 Arrows, Extreme Speed with Dragonium Z as a means of breaking through like Gligar or like defensive Pokemon or whatever. There's no Z moves. Nothing that'll push it over the edge. I think it'll comfortably sit in RU. I think it'll take over the RU tier. Now, Zygarde is one of those mons I think that low-key will be broken too. No Hidden Power Ice to be able to deal with it. It's going to have Sub-Coil. It can run Toxic to break through Tangrowth. Tangrowth has to run Grass Knot to break its sub, because Giga Drain will not break its sub, and even then it can run Special Defense, so Grass Knot won't break its sub. Glare sets would be very annoying too. Sub Dragon Dance, Sub Coil, Sub Protect, Sub Toxic. I think this is a mon that inevitably will end up banned just because of the inability to deal with it. Regardless of Heavy Duty Boots, regardless of whatever, there's no Glide Score either to like taunt Swords Dance and avoid Glare because of your Toxic Orb type of thing going on. So I think this is another mon that will inevitably be banned from the tier itself. So like I'm gonna put it up here with Blaziken and Tornadus because I don't think it's Ubers immediately, but I think people are gonna see, especially as like if Coco gets banned, if Lele gets banned type of thing. I think people are going to see just how broken it is, especially because it deals with Heatran naturally. It can deal with Zapdos naturally because no Hidden Power Ice type of thing, and just being able to get free subs is so big. Diancie as well, I think it's going to be a good RU Pokemon, even a good UU pick at times, but I think it'll be a good RU Pokemon. They gave Diancie a lot, right? They gave Diancie so much. They got Mystical Fire, which is incredible. If Mega Diancie comes back, oh my god. Got Mystical Fire, got Store Power, Draining Kiss for recovery. It got Play Rough and Body Press as well. Body Press is pretty cool defensively for Steel types too. Mystical Fire is nice for Steel types as well. So they gave this mon a lot. A really good defensive RU rocker in my opinion that also has access to Earth Power and Mystical Fire, which would be really nice for special attackers. I think they're going to have some use in this tier too as a special defensive wall that can deal with Thundurus and Tornadus and things like that too. Crobat, Moltres. With like Heal Bell, I think you'll see that in the UU tier. So I think it'll be back and forth between these tiers. But I think it's going to be starting in RU, but then making its way back up to UU as people start to see popularity about it. As people actually start to see it, putting in work. So that's my thought process behind that. Volcanion, OU, UU for sure. Starting off OU for sure, I think. Well, not for sure. But I think it'll be OU initially, and I do think that, like, it might fall down to UU overall, but because sub is going to be so annoying, but because the Lotties are really good, like I think Subtoxic is going to be one of its best sets, right? Subtoxic, Steam Eruption, and Flamethrower, and then you can't beat Toxapex, so you could run Earth Power on that too. But it's difficult, right? Because I think you're gonna have the floor move slot syndrome, and the thing is, like previously before, you could just run Volcanion plus like a Tyranitar or something if you want, or something with Pursuit to trap Lotties. You can't do that now. So like you can either Toxic the Lottie and be behind the sub or whatever, or you can hit Toxapex, which I think is going to be really important too. Depending on team composition, it's going to have the floor move slot syndrome. I think sub's going to be good. I think Specs is going to be okay. I also think heavy duty boots plus defog, Earth Power is going to be really nice too. So I think OU is where Volcanion is going to find itself being. I think there's a lot of good mons in OU to actually stop it, but there's a lot of good mons in OU that actually lose to it too. So I'll put like lower tier OU, but it might end up falling down to UU type of thing. Coco. All right, Coco's going to start in OU, and then people are going to realize, Play Rough, Close Combat, U-Turn, Wild Charge. Oh, it also gets Rising Voltage. I honestly would not be surprised if this is the tier, or this is the generation where Coco ends up getting banned to the Uber's tier, because it's incredibly hard to switch into. It's going to be very strong. Play Rough on its base, 110 attack, something like that, Tapu Koko? Is it base 110 or 130? It might be 130. Let me look at it real quick. It's 115, excuse me. So somewhere in between. But base 115. It also has Rising Voltage on the special side, which is nice. But Play Rough are going to start hitting like Landorus and things like the Dragons. There's no Glide score as well, so you don't need HP Ice. And Landorus is easily chipped and abused by opposing Landorus too. So, and U-Turn's going to start chipping it away too. Like, it's just, ooh, this mon going to be fire. I would not be surprised if, much like all these guys, I'm going to put them all in the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys all end up getting banned. It's going to be super strong. Speaking of which, Lele, I think there's no way Lele doesn't get banned. I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to put it in front of these guys, but I'm fairly confident this is where it's going to end up. So, again, these are all just, these guys, the closer they are, they're all placeholders. This could be all, OU, BL, if you want to call it, if you don't want to call it Ubers. But there's all just potential for them all to be banned. So I think Lele is going to be broken. Choice of Expanding Force, strong. You can't really switch in a dark type like anything on it because it can Moonblast it too. There's no Pursuit, so you can't switch in Tyranitar and predict the Expanding Force or Psychic and then Pursuit it for like 50-60% and then have it worn down. Spec sets are going to be smacking Heatran with Expanding Force, smacking Ferrothorn, smacking Scizor type of thing, right? Doesn't need HP Fire, man, when they give it Expanding Force. Doesn't need Mystical Fire when they give it Expanding Force, right? Expanding Force, Focus Blast, Thunderbolt type of thing. Yes, we do have Solid Steel. Yes, we're going to have Steel types, but I think it's going to be too much. And this plus like Magnezone is going to be insane. So easy, I think, here or here. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all mons that are probably going to end up Uber, but have potential to stay. I think, yeah, they all have like potential to be banned type of thing. So Lele, I think, is going to end up being banned for sure. I do. Bulu, high tier OU. Yeah, I think because we have Rillaboom that can U-turn, that Bulu ain't going to do it. This is the original Grassy Terrainer, okay? This is the OG Grassy Surge ability, whatever. But they gave Bulu so much, right? We got Close Combat, we got Play Rough, we got Darkest Lair, we got High Horsepower, so so many great things. And then we also have Grassy Glide, and Grassy Glide is going to be murking resistances. And oh my god, this mon's going to be so good. It's not going to be broken, but it's going to be so good, man. It's going to be just really, really, really good. Luckily, we have a lot of good defensive steals, but even then, like Close Combat's going to be dealing with them. Swords Dance variants are going to be very scary too. But man, it's going to be so good, that Play Rough. And I think it's going to be high tier OU. Easy. Feeny, I think, will also find itself in the OU tier. Not necessarily because it's amazing, but because it's naturally going to be checking. Well, there's no Gren. There's no Glide Score, but it checks Heatran. And it's also going to be like a decent defogger. They also gave Tapu Fini Flip Turn, which I think is going to be really nice too, so it's not going to lose momentum and you don't have to go for Nature's Madness and miss. So I think Flip Turn is going to be a big one. Like being able to get that support. You come into something like, let's say you go, let's say you bring out Ferrothorn as I go, and Tapu Fini was in, so you switch out to Ferrothorn. I go for Flip Turn and then I bring out my Heatran, and now I'm Specs Heatran in with an Eruption. So I think it's going to be really nice, keeping that terrain up. It also got Draining Kiss and Stored Power, and it can run Calm Mind plus Taunt, get that recovery. It doesn't even have to run Stored Power, it can just run Scald. But like Calm Mind, Taunt, Draining Kiss plus Scald to Makeshift Magearna. Good OU. Good OU poke. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. Nihilego is, I think, a mon that we're also going to see stay UU. But good Stealth Rocker. Doesn't have Gigavolt Havoc anymore, but there's no Empoleon either. Because I'm pretty sure we're getting DV Remix, but doesn't have Gigavolt Havoc that can abuse that. It's good Stealth Rocker, good Toxic Spiker. Might see it have some place in OU for a bit, but no HP Ice I think is a big thing for this, because you can't even run like the Scarf to Revenge Kill, Salamence, Landorus, Dragonite, Zygarde at +1, all that mons at +1. However, you can run Scarf to Revenge Kill, Lele, Coco, Bulu, so it's going to see some use, and then I think it's going to fall down, but it's going to be really nice here because look at the birds. Look at all the birds, and they all get checked by this bad boy. So, Buzzwole with the beast, boost! UU, OU. Like, I think it's going to be somewhere between here, right? I think we'll see it in UU for a little bit just because every single mon on this list, shoot, even like Subtoxic, every single mon on this list can beat Buzzwole. Literally. Play rough. I guess you can get play rough now. Maybe it's a good check to Landorus because Landorus is not going to be Z flying or anything this generation. But UU to UUBL, we might see it rise up as mons get banned, especially these guys. If these guys end up getting banned, we might see like Subtoxic be cool. It's a bulk up. They did give it close combat now, which is pretty nice. So it has a spammable move, which I think is going to put it too much over the edge. So I'm going to put it in front of UU because I'm expecting it to be banned, but I don't expect it to be OU. So I guess I'll put it this because that's how I did with the OU type thing. So I think it's going to be UUBL. Alright, Pheromosa is also another mon that's like borderline, right? I don't think it's as broken as it was before. There's no Z moves to abuse. We have so many good defensive pokes that can deal with it too. No pursuit, so you can't deal with natural checks either. And by that I meant like, what do I mean like that? Like you can't get chip on natural Pokemon. Like check it. It does get close combat though, which is very possible. Aegislash, excuse me. That's the big one I meant. Like Bisharp you can't U-turn on Aegislash comes in and then bring out Bisharp and go for pursuit. The King Shield, you get the attack raise or whatever and go for pursuit. So that's the one that came to mind with that. And Aegislash is actually very comfortably in OU right now too, and I don't see it getting banned. So Pheromosa might end up staying. However, they did give Pheromosa, like I said, a few buffs. They gave it close combat, which is the big one. Right? I mean, that's the big buff, right? They gave it close combat. They also gave it assurance, so they think it's pretty cool with Stealth Rock. So, like, getting an insurance off on a ghost type coming in. But, like, one of the best types being ghost type right now with Dragapult. Sure, Ice Beam's going to do a lot with Specs. It's going to knock it out. But, like, get Dragapult is there running around. Can still U-turn around, can still do its thing. But with those mons running around, I think we'll be in a really, really, really... I think it's going to be pseudo manageable for a bit. But of course, if you look at everything here, everything here currently loses like Ice Beam, Poison Jab, U-turn, close combat respectively. So we might just see it go over the edge. But like, there's no Toxapex on this list. There's no Aegislash on this list, right? There's no Corviknight, which will easily hits. They're not Specs focus last, but like, I mean, you pivot into one. You always pivot into Toxapex on this too. So we'll see. I'm gonna put it up here because it has potential to be borderline, but also potential to be OU too. Xurkitree, woof. UUBL, OU, right? I don't think Xurkitree will stay. I'm gonna put it here, but the same thing. I think it's gonna be banned from the tier. Actually, maybe not. I think Xurkitree is gonna be really good because Nasplat's still very strong, and yeah, Nasplat itself is still very strong, but it doesn't have really much to abuse it. It gets Rising Voltage, so oh my god, Xurkitree plus Coco sounds very, very fun. Especially with Beast Boost, but there's no Hidden Power Ice, so you actually can't hit Lando. You do have Dazzling Gleam, you do have Energy Ball, which would be really nice on Specs. And you can still set up, and I'm sure you can run like bulky, Endure. It gets Endure now, so like Salic Berry plus Nasty Plot type of thing would be really cool. Because, you know, they go Garchomp, you Nasty Plot, they go Garchomp. It's not Scarf, it's just regular Garchomp to Revenge Kill. You go for Endure, you get your Salic Berry, and now you go for Dazzling Gleam. You're +3, so you knock it out clear, and you get another one. So I think that it's going to be too much for the UU tier because of that Beast Boost, so it's going to end up being UUBL. Easy OU. There's nothing to define there. Celesteela is incredible. It is, all the Steel Flyers are incredible. They also give it Cosmic Power now, which is cool. Same thing with Kartana, easy OU. Cart is very, very good. It's going to be checked by a few Pokemon, very few. And even without Z moves, like the fact that it now has Grassy Glide is going to mean like you can't go out to a Scarfer to Revenge Kill Kartana. Not that there were very many that still exist, right? Scarf Gren was like one of them. That mon don't exist no more. And even then they would have gone down. But Kartana and Celesteela easy OU for sure. Ground immunity, I don't have to talk about Celesteela. Leech Seed, Protect, whatever, Earthquake, Flamethrower, whatever the hell it wants to do. And Cart can obviously SD, can ban, can abuse Grassy Glide with both Rillaboom and Tabulu. Guzzlord, probably NUPU type of thing for sure. Let's see if it got anything cool. Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Body Slam, Amnesia, Endure. Heat Crash is pretty cool. High Horsepower, Body Press. So those are all pretty cool additions. I don't think Dark is the greatest typing in NU and turn NU, but I mean NU, PU type of thing for sure. Might end up being banned from PU just because
dragon moves are very strong. Let's see where it was last generation. Does Lord. It said OU for a second, but that was PUBL. Yep. So I'm pretty sure it'd see itself banned from there. So I can see it like here, but banned from it, type of thing. Naganadel is another one that is. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here, bro. It's probably gonna get banned, but it's gonna, it's really hard to say that Naganadel isn't gonna be banned, right? Like they gave it too much, right? It has, they gave it toxic spikes, which is pretty cool. They gave it toxic spikes, which is pretty cool. And they gave it spikes, and they gave it dragon dance. Now, while I don't think dragon dance is that useful, I do think toxic spikes or whatever nasty plot sets with Draco are gonna be really good. I think this one's too easily to say that, but like easily Uber type of thing. Get the beast boost, so it's harder to be revenge killed, which I think is a big thing. At least Pheromosa doesn't have like plot or anything like that, right? But Naganadel has nasty plot. What's that? Best answer is gonna be Heatran. Even then, like those +2 Dracos are gonna start hurting. You just U-turn out too. I mean, you could just use it to U-turn and just like spike stack on it, like Gren, right? You spike stack and use specs and try and go from there. So I think that's easy Uber as well. Stack Attacker. Oh, I'm excited about this mon. This mon got body press now, bro. I think with all these good Pokemon here, those DX Scorching Sand, I think UU RU for Stack Attack for sure. Like something around here. I think Stack Attack offers a lot of defensive capability. So I'm gonna put it back and forth. I think Trick Room, offensive Trick Room is gonna be very, very good, especially because they gave Stack Attack a body press and stuff like that. So it doesn't even need to boost its attack. They gave it Heat Crash too. God, they can give it so much. So I think UU RU for sure for this Pokemon. Trick Room these are gonna be really nice. I think that the Choice Band can still be decent too. Just clicking Gyro Ball and not really caring type of thing, and that body price is going to be so nasty. Blacephalon I think is going to be OU for sure. Not only did they make Blacephalon better because there's no pursuit in the game, but they even made it better than that because they decided, hey, we're going to give this thing Scorching Sands. So now your Heatran, your Spit-Out Heatran that could take 2 Spec Shadow Balls, go ahead and switch into the Scorching Sand. Easy OU. You're going to be a nuke with Choice Spec. It's going to be a nuke with Choice Scarf. Because it gets a beast boost and it's going to be crazy. No pursuit either. I mean, Tyranitar still checks, but Tyranitar comes in. Even if it's a soft best Tyranitar, it takes like 18 from Scorching Sands. 18 plus a burn chance, and you get that 3% return, or 6% return, excuse me. And you can't even pursue it. So, this is where it gets interesting, right? I'm going to do with the one that I think is going to be best, which is, out of all these, and that is Galarian Zapdos. I think Galarian Zapdos is an easy OU Pokemon. I think that with Defiant giving it its attack raise, which is pretty cool. I think Thunderous Kick making it one of great breakers, like wall breakers, because Thunderous Kick is always, it's a fighting type attack. It's Halucha if you guys didn't know, but it's a fighting type attack that lowers your defense always. And then they just gave Zapdos Brave Bird, so this one's definitely getting Brave Bird too. So Flying and Flying, they give it Roost. If they give it Bulk Up, oh my god. I think the cool thing about this Pokemon is that it's going to be able to check itself too. Like, let's say you have Scarf Galarian Zapdos, or your opponent has Scarf Galarian Zapdos, and you have regular Galarian Zapdos, and you go for Thunderous Kick as they go Scarf, and they get the Defiant boost, and so they just revenge kill you a Brave Bird. I think Flying and Fighting is very, very spammable. We've seen how good Halucha can be. This mon's going to be OU for sure. And I think it is going to have checks. I think regular Zapdos is going to be a really good check to it, which is really nice. And that's one of the main ones. That's why I think Zapdos is going to be up there. And unless they give it like Stone Edge or something, which I don't think they do, but I could be wrong. So, it's really tough for me to say where Galarian Articuno is going to be. Because obviously I don't know. I mean, we don't know enough about any of these, but this is all speculation. Its signature move is really interesting though, because it... what is it, the psychic thing? It's competitive, so I think competitive is cool because Intimidate is in the tier. You got Lando all around. Not that Lando would ever come in on this Pokemon, but it's pretty cool because it has a chance to freeze them with Freezing Glare. Now, let's say they make Freezing Glare 30%. That's gonna change its vibe. If Freezing Glare is 30%, it's going to be OU. Period. Right? If I have a 30% chance to freeze my opponent, it's going to be freeze is one of the most annoying axes because there's like no set turn. There's like it's random. It's completely random when you'll thaw. So I'm sorry if it has that. We're going to spam it. Shoot, we might even do some sort of ban on that too because freeze is stupid. But the good thing is it's a psychic type attack as well. I doubt though that it's anything like that. I could see like a UU type of thing because the psychic and flying is really good, and because dark types are while good. If you look at the current UU dark types, just to name them. You got Bisharp, which is one of the best checks to it. Grimmsnarl, which doesn't like hurricanes. Incineroar doesn't like hurricanes if you hit. And Incineroar also gives a special attack boost, so Incineroar doesn't even come in on it. Obstagoon, which is probably going to be faster, but who knows. Then you have Zarude, which doesn't like come in on hurricane type of thing. So like it can be like easy like that. Like a Mon, it has a heavy duty boots. Who knows like what it ends up getting to. Like this Mon might end up getting something crazy as well in its move pool. Like Earth Power. Doubt it. Probably gets Ice Beam though, which I think is really nice as well. With Flying, I think Flying, Ice, and Psychic coverage is alright. It's good neutral on Dark as well, but Flying is just in general really good neutral, period, on most types. But if it's 30% chance, it's going to change where it is because you will see it spammed in OU just because. But otherwise, UU, RU, I think. And then we have Calyrex apparently, and not this one, but we'll go to Calyrex. So Calyrex is, it's like Celebi in terms of its typing, right? So that's what it's called, right? Calyrex? Calyrex. I don't think... It's tough. Like, this mon is weird. I mean, let me see what they have on Calyrex. Because that typing is so bad defensively, but who cares, right? Who cares if you're good? It has a nerve, though. It's 3'7", man. So hopefully it's like a little giant, because we have nothing. We have absolutely nothing on this Pokemon. Now, unless this Pokemon has some insane stats, like it needs some insane special bulk, some insane HP, Nasty Plot plus Psychic, Psychic Grass plus like Aura Sphere, which it probably would if Celebi gets it. I couldn't see it being OU even without Pursuit, just because the Ghost types are too good, and if it has Aura Sphere and not Earth Power, then Age Slash is going to auto wall, but it can still break. It can still break. Maybe. I can't see it being anything crazy though. I'll put UU RU for sure. Like Celebi is UU at the moment. I don't even think Celebi. I mean, Celebi's alright. I think it's good in like a UU type of setting. I could be completely wrong, guys. Who knows? There's no Pursuit, and if it gives it an insane speed tier 2, who knows? But I can't see it being like anything higher than UU, just based on the fact of its typing and the current metagame. And that's and like if you actually look at the current OU, there's only 2 Psychic types in current OU, and let me just scroll to make sure. Yep. Those are Alakazam and Hatterene. And Alakazam has a niche. It's Focus Sash plus Magic Guard or Life Orb Nasty Plot, so it can actually live a hit and Revenge Kill back. Hatterene breaks through defensive Pokemon, breaks through offense as well, potentially with just Calm Mind defensive sets, and can trick them up too. So they have niches. We'll have to see what this Pokemon's niche is though. We will. Hatterene also fell down to UU tier as well, which is something I want to know. Oof! Galarian Moltres is going to be so fun, man. Galarian Moltres is going to be such a fun Pokemon. It is, it's a dark and flying type with Berserk ability. Now, unfortunately, Berserk does not activate on Roost. So, but its move Fiery Wrath has a chance to flinch. Who knows? It will be 30 or 20, whatever, depending. Like Dark Pulse type of thing. I hope it's not 10. But fire and flying, dark and flying is really good coverage, especially if you have fire as well, because then like the steals that can still take hits like Ferrothorn and whatever, pivot, and so the steel all just get murked by fire type attacks. And if it keeps Moltres' move pool, hell yeah. So we'll end up seeing how that thing does. But I think dark and flying is phenomenal coverage, and I think I really like dark types, especially right now. Because of how good the Psychic types are. I'm going to put it up here. I think Heavy Duty Boost is going to be good for it. I think Sub Boost can be really nice as well, especially with 1 and 2 potentially being banned. All these potentially being banned, and just like in general, its stab is just so strong here. I think it's going to be an OU type Pokemon for sure, especially with Berserk as well. Oh, you hit me low. Go ahead and hit me low. Hit me with your Magma Storm here, man. Hit me with your Magma Storm, low. Give me a little boost. Hit me with your boost. Now, the Regis are weird, right? They have potential to be crazy. They have absolutely potential to be crazy because they can either potentially be the first really fast Regis we have, besides Regigigas, which is base 100, or they can just flop it and just have the same stats as these guys, right? These guys are usually down here type of thing. This guy's definitely worse than this one, I think. They can definitely flop. Now, if Regidrago, or what is it called? Regidraki? Okay, Regidrago. If it has speed, if it actually has speed, and it has good moves. Like if it has fire plus dragon plus something, like let me look at it real quick. Such a move, Dragon Energy. This pool assumes the shape similar to the dragon's head. Then fire touch Dragon Energy from mouth. The more HP the user has remaining, the higher the move's power. So it's a water spout type dragon move. Now, if it has decent speed, that I can actually spam this with like a choice scarf or choice specs, it can easily be RUU for sure. Now, if it has incredible speed like RUU, it can easily be that. Like I'll put it right here because offensively this can be really good, and this could be really good right here too, depending on how many fairy types we have in the UU tier too. Like who knows, Sylveon might end up moving up as well. We don't have Florius back, so it might end up moving up as well. But they need to give it fire type attacks. They need to give it something to be able to hit fairies. And if it has like, let's say, 200 base special attack, you know. But it all depends on that. And same thing with the Regieleki, I think it's called. I think it's called. Yep, Regieleki. Electric type attacks are very good, and Thunder Cage is really cool too because it's a Magma Storm type thing. Now, this thing, in order to be really good, like this one has potential to be way better than this one, just because Electric is better than Dragon in terms of spammable, because the immunities. So fairy type immunities, typically a lot of fairies are bulky. Like I'm thinking like Clef and stuff like that. Like if it don't care, if it can shut off the moves, whatever. But this one, like only ground types will be immune to it, right? So if they give it Scald, if they give it a water move, if they give it anything, this mon could be crazy. And I think it'd be crazy down here too, especially with half these mons banned. But just being able to trap and go from there as well. Oof, oof. And then we have Galarian Slowking, which I think it's going to have I think it's going to have a place in the OU tier because of its ability, its signature move that can. It's Spite. It's Spite plus an attack. So I think a PP stall, opposing stall, I think it can actually do the exact same thing as well. I think we'll see it like go down, up, like it'll probably end up here like Galarian Slowbro did, and then move up to UU, and then end up going right back and around type of thing. So I think it'll end up here, but I think it's going to have a lot of use here. And these guys all depend on the stats here. But this thing, it's natural typing, just like Galarian Slowbro, not being able to be poisoned and being a stall breaker that has access already to Nasty Plot because of its actual thing and all that. Because of its Slowbro face form, has Slack Off, Teleport as well, all that stuff. Gonna be so clean for this Pokemon for sure. I'm assuming they Teleport again too. So again, it's probably gonna end up like here at a point, but also see usage here and see usage here. But I'm gonna put it UU just for now, but it all just depends on how the metagame ends up shaping, what gets banned. But like this mon's gonna be such a great stall breaker and a good stallmon and a good anti-stallmon. But yeah, that's all I have. So if you guys want to let me know your thoughts, I'll leave this down below. A lot of it is, of course, this is all speculation. This entire video is speculation, but it's all really fun. I love talking about this stuff. I want to know your thoughts. I do think these guys are the most likely to be banned, but I do think they also like most likely this for sure. I'm still iffy about these guys. I think this. I'm really iffy about Blaziken. But let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave a like, and yeah, goodbye, my friend.